Welcome. I'm Sandy Gibbons, and it's great to see you here. I've set up this website specifically to address issues of workplace psychological safety because it is a huge passion of mine. It's a large focus of my work, and quite honestly, I want to save some lives during my lifetime. So, here on this website, you can find lots of free resources that are going to help you create a more mentally healthy workplace. And you can subscribe to my podcast, Psychological Safety Works. Now, I'm going to publish that weekly and probably a few bonus sessions thrown in as well now and again. And on that podcast, I'm going to discuss things like, well, what are the business impacts of not dealing with mental health conditions and issues of psychological safety in the workplace? From a business perspective, how do you ensure that you're meeting your legal requirements to provide for a psychologically safe work environment? But I also want to talk about the nitty-gritty. And when I talk about nitty-gritty, these are things that impact everyone in business. Things like, how do you actually start a conversation with someone who you're concerned about? How do you actually let them know that you're caring and compassionate towards them and not judgmental or harsh in any way? Or if you're a supervisor, a team leader, a manager, how do you support and make reasonable work adjustments for someone who has a diagnosed mental health condition? And finally, how do you help people feel that they know the signs and the symptoms of mental health conditions like anxiety and depression? And how do you make sure that you're reducing stigma in the workplace and increasing awareness of these things? So you may well ask me, what's psychological safety? Because physical safety we get. It's things like removing trip hazards and making sure our desks and chairs are ergonomically designed, making sure people know how to lift heavy objects properly. But what's psychological safety? Well, by law now, psychological safety is regarded in the same way that physical safety is, as far as organizations are concerned. So a psychologically safe workplace is where people feel free to raise their opinions and thoughts and concerns about things without fear of being quickly dismissed or harshly judged. It's a place where, if you like, people can take off their mask. We've become a society and certainly businesses that expect people to always be coping and have on their smiley face. But a psychologically safe workplace is one where people feel safe to put their hand up and say, hey, I'm struggling a bit. And where they feel they can drop the mask and be authentic and be vulnerable, but not at risk. A psychologically safe workplace is where we don't have bullying and harassment, where we don't have unresolved conflict, and where we don't have wild, vivid grapevines and gossip, where people know that there's a lot of talking going on behind people's backs. So, creating a psychologically safe workplace is a big job, and it's a vital job, but it doesn't have to be hard, and it certainly doesn't have to be overly time-consuming or expensive. And I look forward to helping you create a psychologically safe workplace, a place where people can thrive and be at their best, where there is higher levels of productivity, higher levels of morale, and more harmonious working relationships. So, welcome to the tribe of people dedicated to saving lives and helping businesses thrive. I'll see you very soon.